I never really wanted the show to turn into was an FBI chase, and but when you create sort of that pilot thriller that the kid's taken and you have to save the boy because it's the son of the woman I love, and that becomes the focus of every episode, and then he's right smack in the center of the FBI, so you're stuck with an FBI story, and it's really hard to tell sort of a serialized story of finding the bad guy if you can't ever find the bad guy. And particularly when you're watching a show that's 50-50, this isn't a procedural or a show or a detective show where you don't like Criminal Minds or something where you don't see the criminal. You just see them in the corners of the little moments of the show. You don't see what the bad guy's up to. We completely cut and show you the other half. We're 50% Ryan Hardy, 50% Joe Carroll. You know what the bad guy's up to. You know what he's doing. You know what his plan is. So in Rope, the FBI have a good enact because you the audience are seeing all of it. You're not, the FBI don't see what you see, and so therefore you're like, well, and so there's a little bit of that where why isn't the FBI catching up faster, and why aren't you, and then of course with the 6-act structure, we twist and turn it in such a way that it's almost impossible to keep the FBI alert and on their money if you want to constantly have surprises. Because when I pitched the show, I sort of pitched it with the idea that here's the template for season 1, then here's the template for season 2, and here's where season 3 can go. And now as I'm here, I go, well, here's the template for season 2, and I kind of know where season 3 is, and here's where 4 could go. But once again, you change it all. Like when you get in the middle of it, and you're writing, and like right now we're writing episode 8, we're shooting episode 5. So, and I've just seen 1 and 2, so I don't have to, so it's one of those where I'm seeing what's working, I see what's great, and then also you're in with a room with a bunch of creative writers, and you're like, well, what about this? And so things change. Your ultimate best idea wins. We decide, well, this would be a great surprise. Well, if we do that, then we have to change that. We have to change that. We have to change that. And it's such a roadmap and a puzzle, and putting it all together. And the next thing you know, you're like, oh, I guess we'll have to kill him. I didn't want to kill him yet. So how, it's one of those. It's a puzzle. It's a weekly puzzle. It's a head scratcher, and you just sort of pull your hair out, and it's all falling out as we speak. And I haven't slept in 2 years, but I love it. What's really interesting about psychopaths and sociopaths is before they never felt, there was all these studies done where they don't feel empathy. And now there's these new studies that have just come out in this last year where they're saying that's not true. Psychopaths do feel empathy. They have developed. We are reconditioning and reprogramming our psychopaths that they're becoming they're evolving, and that they have this ability to touch and feel and actually know love and know empathy and know all of these things that up until now they've been said was not part of their makeup. And I find that completely fascinating.
Are we going to see
some really great characters that are coming on, and what's nice is in terms of resetting and where Joe Carroll is, we get to see a little bit of how he does influence people, how he does inspire people, and how he does reel them in, because when the show starts there's we get to see a little of that. I don't want to get too much away, but yeah, we do dive into, the show takes a turn, and we see some things we didn't see last year. I mean, if you had any questions, well, how did that happen? We kind of try to cover some of that stuff and show it. So it's going to be a fun year. It's like we made a new pilot, and this is a whole new show.
Fresh start.
But not.